Hello, once today we're playing Hogwarts Legacy and we're gonna do the quest a basis for blackmail, which is one of the quests in the natsai onai storyline.
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle. That's Archie and Mrs. Bickle, Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead,
Where am I to find these friends of...
I do not know about Mr. Rabe. And Otto Dibble, he works at...
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Hal. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak...
I knew I could rely on. We need to know how they are being black. Meet me here after you have spoken. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
If I thought I could complete
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until the note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband...
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to... It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing...
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us.
I shall do all I can to get evidence.
Very well. Here's the note I received.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends. Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted... But I feared Harlow's retaliation.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you.
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise... Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my...
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with...
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
We're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it, but perhaps...
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him.
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right, but we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man, but even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non...
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my...
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend." I've been able to cover for his request, but I can't keep it out for much longer.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note?
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack.
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in it. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it...
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Well...
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty. It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
The tales of Beetle the Bug.
Natty must be around here somewhere. Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken. Revelio!
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. There must be another way forward. Accio! The hidden door. Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen. Revelio.
I read it wrong. It's not gonna work.
Mine.
Using that girl as bait, no one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
Harlow said her friend had been reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here.
Just keep an eye out.
Hey.
Lumos. Revelio.
Hey. If people don't want me to steal their valuables, they better get a really good luck.
It's exhausting. Standing here all day waiting for what's worth. I've never seen such a look of fear in your eyes. I should think an anti-training
What? Was it upper or lower Hogsfield that we raided last week?
Revelio.
What are you dribbling over there? Look like you...
I'm going straight to the Hoghead. Or perhaps I'll just go now.
Vergus totalis. Revelio.
Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
Vergus totalis. Revelio.
I reckon I can see myself getting away from here and not taking a one of you with me, since you've all...
Finish this job and be done with it.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend, if they're daft enough to try to come through here.
I don't trust Ranrock, I'll tell you that. He'll turn on us first chance we get.
How come I always draw the short straw?
I don't want to work with goblins. Not now, not ever. Rookwood's gone mad.
Revelio.
Oi. We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. I'd rob my own.
Fires best left alone in a brick.
Lower Hogsfield needs some stocks under our that's it.
I don't waste time seeing if they're dead.
Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
but I can't complain. If I'm to think on it, we've seen far worse in our years. How did I get mixed up in this? Doing Rookwood's work? I hope Rookwood knows what he's doing.
You'll feel that. If you lost that reduction.
Might want to look up. Expulsion! Imperial! Expulsion! Accio! You see, some like to eat more than others, don't they? What? Did I say your name? Did I even give you the slightest glance?
Incendio.
Say it.
Confrigo.
How dare you do such a thing to me?
Incendio. Defender. Arrest on the left. Crucio. One bomber. Accio. Incendio. Revelio.
What?
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it. The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back. Accio. Oh. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Dagger. Crush your head. Leviosa. Glacier. Repulsor. Expulsor. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
So very.
Leviosa.
Rookwood.
Defender.
This has become personal.
Repulsor.
Inspiration.
Leviosa.
Expulsor.
Confringo.
I quit now, while you're still alive. Expulsor!
Revelio. Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had been here. Ready to help.
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. I'll find...
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well, or...
I shall do my best.
It's nearby.
Understood.
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be blocked by something.
Revelio. Mr. Rabe's wand could be in there.
I wanted someone else with me. I can tell.
Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back. Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Revelio.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Revelio.
Let's find Officer Singer and put an end to Harlow.
Natsai onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had...
Is Mr. Rabel right?
He is. Miss Onai, your mother will not be pleased.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders.
I will look... I appreciate what you're trying to do, but...
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like... I must insist that you leave them to us. Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
That was the end of that quest with Natty. Thank you all for watching. Wish you all well. See you in the next video.